The G-Wade Podcast with Deacon Dirty.
And you said you and your daughter have never spoken. This was when again?
2003.
2003, and y'all have never spoken about it. Do you think that maybe that's an area that needs to be maybe healed?
I think so.
Yeah.
But it hasn't gotten to that point. Now, we've been around each other, and lived with each other since and everything. And the most we get to is, "You're different, Mom."
Now, does she feel like guilty, or is that possible?
I can see that she do.
Okay.
I think she's more concerned now that I'm different. I'm not the same. I asked her, "You really think so?"
And does that mean outgoing and
I'm
vibrant
more,
type of?
I call it like, I don't know. I don't want to say zombie-like, but it's really different. It's like I'm not all there.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm more quiet and I'm not all there. I can talk and laugh and stuff like that, but I'm just not like I used to be.
And so I guess you're in the hospital. How long were you in the hospital?
A total of 3 months.
Really?
In a coma for 2 months.
Really? That's what I was going to ask you. Were you in a coma?
Yeah.
Was that did they have to induce one, or you?
I'm not sure. I knew I was in one straight from the top.
Okay, gotcha.
Just knocked out.
So
I remember dying and leaving, and knowing I was leaving and dying because I even mentioned it with blood coming out my mouth, telling my mom because the phone was to my ear, just telling her I was getting ready to die, and that was it. And I was just praying and asking, Jesus, please forgive my sins. Jesus, please let me raise my children again. And Jesus, please don't let me die. And I just saw myself going away, couldn't hear nothing. Everything was slow. Everything was slow motion. People was slow motion. It was just crazy. And I just went out.
Was there any pain during that process?
I really didn't feel no pain.
I guess the body kind of has a way of going into shock. It does this thing.
Yeah, I didn't feel no pain. I didn't feel no pain. I knew something was wrong with my face.
Okay.
I knew something was wrong with that. And then all the blood was coming into my mouth.
Into your mouth, gotcha.
And blood was coming out of my mouth because I was internally injured.
That's right, yeah. Wow.
So, yeah.
Were there other cars on the road?
Well, no, thank God, because I would have been ran over.
Oh, so just when you went out the window, you landed in the street.
Right.
Wow.
Yes, it was terrible.
How did you guys get discovered? Like, how did people know to come?
I guess the other cars that was coming by eventually, and my daughter had a phone and called 911.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And then I just remember seeing pictures where I was in a helicopter. I didn't even know I got lifted up and put in a helicopter.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Went to another hospital. So, but I actually had an out-of-body experience as well. Just watching them work on me.
Now, how does that?
I don't know. I just saw myself up like this, looking at the operating table with me laying there.
Oh, so this is in the hospital.
Right, in a bright light, and they was trying to save my life. So I remember that.
You hear those stories where people talk about that out-of-body experience.
It was really true.
Yeah, when you have never experienced it, you're like, I wonder how that, to talk to someone who
really
actually,
true.
Wow. So your, I guess, spirit, soul, maybe is looking down at the whole thing that's going on.
The whole thing.
I wonder if that's something that God allows to happen, to where you get to almost, for lack of a better, see
yourself.
Yeah. Pass away, yeah.
I have a strong will, so a strong will to live. So I guess that had a lot to do with it. I knew I had 5 children. I knew I had twins and my first grandbaby. So I guess I was fighting. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, how was that? Do you recall the moment where I guess you came back to yourself, in a sense?
Excuse me. I came back to myself. I think I was in the ICU.
Okay.
And I just remember waking up, sitting up, kind of like what you see in the movies, like a zombie. Just, and I remember just taking everything off of me.
Okay.
All the tubes. I don't know where I think I was getting ready to go. And I didn't know I couldn't walk, but I did sit straight up. And that's when I sent myself into second coma.
Now, how was your memory after you kind of got, revived and starting to,
Oh, I remember something happened, and then I looked at the calendar. It said July, and this happened May 24th. So, and I just started trying to figure out what was wrong. And during this time, I didn't know my face was really messed up.
Because you had a cut, a gash there.
I didn't even know.
Okay.
I didn't even know how I looked. They kept that away from me while I was in the hospital.
So, but there was any facial structure damage, like bones and that sort of thing?
My jaw was broke. I think fracture.
Okay.
And my eyes was bloodshot red and looked like they was about popped out. I guess all the stitches and my body had went back to turning like very dark. Okay. So my skin was pretty much almost like jet black or something to me.
What causes that?
Well, I was already about gone.
Okay.
So my body was pretty much
fighting. You're saying that it was going through almost like a
dying process.
Yeah, the process. Wow, that is interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when they came to get me for therapy one day, and I was in a wheelchair, and they rolled me by this mirror, and I looked, and I was like, oh my God. And then I wanted them to back me up so I can look again, and I just remember and just like, I'll never be the same again. No one will never want me. No one will ever want to talk to me. People going to pick at me, laugh at me, and everything.
Okay. And you said you were in the hospital for 3 months?
Because I had learned how to walk again. Sit up.
Did you break your legs, or was there spine
No,
damage?
my legs was fine, but a bone was fractured an inch away from my spine.
Really?
And then my ribs were broken, so I had to wear the body brace.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty much an experience. Yeah.